episode 100. But this is not the 100th episode.
Oh, really? Well, you fooled me. I was like, wow, this guy's got it happening.
Well, let me explain that. Nick Sun, welcome.
Welcome.
To the Lui Diaz Podcast, by the way.
Okay, this is pretty intense. So enjoy.
So Nick has brought us some cacao.
Ceremonial grade
Ceremonial
cacao.
grade.
So this is like, this will put some hairs on your chest.
Yes.
It's got a little bit of cayenne pepper because that's the way it's recommended to do.
I love cayenne pepper. Yeah, my one of my exes was really into ceremony.
We're famous.
We are. Hi. We're famous in
China.
China.
We're huge in the CCP party.
Yeah. What's his name? Xi Jinping's a big fan.
Oh, yeah. All hail Xi Jinping.
Let me just adjust this because I feel like that's a bit high. There we go.
All right.
Okay. All right. We're looking like we're almost ready, huh?
Yeah.
And thank you for this. This is special. This is incredible. So,
Yes.
For context,
Yeah, because I was like, this morning I was like, shit, food. I was already running a bit late, and I was like, okay, it's either boiled eggs. And I was like,
would knock back a boiled egg.
My fridge was very empty looking, and I was like, wait a minute, I've got all this ceremonial grade cacao. I'll do that.
Yeah.
That's much better than boiled egg.
That's such a good idea. See, the thing, since I started asking guests to bring a snack, what I've really loved about that has been, there has been hesitation and uncertainty as to why a little bit, but most people have sort of taken it on.
Yeah.
And they've been so creative.
Oh, really?
At times. Not all the time, but, what I love is how spontaneous it is and how it's a surprise element as well. So I tell you, hey, bring something, but don't tell me what it is. Let's just break it out. So
I think
nice.
usually it would have been whatever's on the way between the person's house, the tram line, and this
100%.
That's what I was looking at. And then I was like, I don't have time to get off the tram.
Yeah, that's really true. And I'm up for it. Whatever you got, it doesn't have to be special, but this is special. So thank you. And I've been forgetting to do this, and I'm trying to improve the way I do this whole experience thing. So I just got to talk to the camera for a second. You people over there.
You do what you got to do.
You people at home, you people wherever you are in Australia or around the world. If you're watching this, I just want to say a big thank you to being here as part of this Lui Diaz podcast journey. A journey that started out as a bit of an experiment. I just wanted to tell cool stories because I'd been meeting so many people, and they were telling me all these great stories about their adventures. I used to teach backpackers how to skate on St Kilda Beach. So obviously they were all travelers, and they were telling me about their world travels. And then I was just captivated and compelled to want to share these stories because I was like, you mean, why am I the only one that gets to listen to this? You know what I mean? I want to share this with the world. What you've just told me.
Exactly.
And so that's what the spirit of this podcast is really about. It's about telling people stories. And there's been themes that have weaved in and out of it, including the food, including comedy. Mm-hmm. But it's not limited to any theme. And, really this podcast is kind of about the art of conversation when I think about it. It's about two people that have never met before kind of thing.
Yep.
Just shooting the shit.
Yeah, great.
Showing a bit of humanity in a world that's, as you know, is kind of shows us its chaotic side far too often, but its beautiful side is getting pushed to the side, and we want to bring that back.
Okay, yeah. That's a worthy cause, my friend.
And
it would be very funny though if this podcast ends in a shouting match.
Bro,
I believe this. You believe that.
A bro doesn't bring ceremonial cacao to a podcast with the intentions for hostile intentions.
It was just my comedy brain just going. How could this go wrong in a very funny way?
Oh. Bro.
No, I don't see that happening.
I'm thereabouts 100 episodes in, and let me tell you, it's gone wrong.
Really?
In ways.
What was the worst wrong?
There's never really that wrong. Okay. Let me tell you about...
Did you get an Aryan supremacist on the...
I don't even know what that is, but I'm interested. Yeah. If you know any, I'm interested.
They're fans of Hitler.
Right. Okay. Fans of Hitler. Didn't realize he had many fans, but yeah. Okay. I can imagine why today.
Yeah.
So I recorded a couple of episodes early,
Yep.
like really early in the podcast's incarnation, like within the first 10 recordings, right?
Yep.
And I want to hold this because I feel comforted when I just hold it. Like
Yeah, it's very
like
talk
this.
show. It's very.
And one of them was a mate of mine who I'd known for a while. We weren't like good mates, but we were solid acquaintances.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't spend a lot of time together, but when we did, it was fun. It was good. And then there was my yoga teacher as well, Kundalini yoga.
Okay. Yeah. I know the time.
And so both of those episodes I never ended up releasing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason being that I had no idea where they were going to take us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like Daya, my Kundalini teacher, had obviously traveled to India, had lived a life in the United States where she went from being kind of Hollywood, you know, celebrity hanger
Oh, okay. Yep.
to completely broke. And I
Yep.
thought that was going to be a pretty linear story. But same with my mate Simon, who, and I'm not going to name surnames, but, you know, had been a filmmaker, filmed this incredible documentary about the first surfer, an Aussie guy who discovered the waves in the Maldives, and
Yep.
such a huge fan of that doco. And I thought, well, we're going to talk about his journey, you know, and the
Yeah.
travels, all of the traveling he's done. He's grown up, you know, in private schools here and, you know, been from a well-off family, so they did a lot of travel and stuff. I thought we're going to talk about those adventures. Oh, no.
Okay.
We went right into the traumas.
Okay.
We went into some deep trauma.
Okay.
And we went there real quick. Like,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
just introduced you.
Like they were waiting to talk about that stuff.
I was completely ambushed. And then when I went, and it was fine. It was fine. I just didn't know how to deal with it when I took it back home. And it was audio only back then.
Okay.
So when you're editing an audio only podcast, people, you're staring at a sound wave. And when you load, I mean, when you're in the moment like this,
Yep.
you're kind of like, something doesn't feel right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But then after the fact, when you load the audio into the software and you look at the sound wave and you realize you haven't spoken for 45 minutes, your line is absolutely flat and their line is just this.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
45 minutes of trauma dumping.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why it's good to interview comedians because at least they try and make it funny.
100%.
Yeah. So I reckon go back through those recordings, insert a laugh track at inappropriate moments. You can always just sub your voice in, maybe a few Gabor Mate quotes. Release it, man.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if I've even still got those. I reckon I do. I reckon I've
Yeah.
archived them somewhere in a folder because audio only is very low sort of, you know, they're not big files, right? They're like 1 gig max, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
can store that. But like with this podcast, like with this episode is going to cost me, like, not cost me, but this episode will generate approximately 110 gig worth of files.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So it's not like if this went wrong, I could just stash this for a few years and bring it back. Like I'm not keeping that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
Dump that. But yeah, that's kind of the story
I
of.
get the underhanded message, Louis.
Well,
Make this good, Nick.
oh, know what I didn't do? Turn on the neon light.
All right. Whoops.
Hey, it's not just on you to make it good.
It's all good, man. Well,
It's
let me
on
tell
me.
you about my trauma then.
Well, that's okay because, you know, as the journey of the podcast, as the podcast has evolved, right?
Yep.
Because remember, this wasn't like, I didn't set out to make a podcast
Of
about.
course, man. And the first
cacao.
the first ones are always going to be a bit ropey. I mean, I did a podcast for maybe 2 seasons before I was like, this is really, you know, you got to keep going.
Tough.
It's tough.
I mean, it's tough if you make it tough, right?
Yeah.
And so part of the reason I do it here with, you know, randos that can make it is because it at least gives it that fun element.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I always leave here thinking, God, that was good. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yep.
And that keeps me coming back. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if it was just you, like if it was just us in a studio, look, I don't find studios inspiring
Yeah,
environments.
they're very sterile. Here I can smell a lot of like butane from the spray painters.
Yeah.
And it's hitting my bloodstream and I really enjoy that. I can't get that.
That's my
in-
cologne.
Okay. I think we had very similar adolescences then.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what I was gonna do. So you know, like it's evolved, right?
Yeah.
So I'm become more comfortable with telling those trauma stories, because as I was telling stories that were a little bit easier, or helping tell stories that were a little bit easier for me to digest, I realized that people's travel adventures were ultimately self-discovery journeys, and those
Yeah.
self-discovery journeys came with, you know, highs and lows. And so once I sort of became more comfortable with that concept, the trauma dumping has become easier for me to handle. But you know, in those first days, and I knew these two characters, but they pulled out stuff that was just way too deep for me. Like
Yeah.
you could have just told me. And I used to do a pre-production document beforehand.
Oh, okay.
And one of my biggest learnings from those two episodes in particular was that those two guests told me they were too busy to fill out the pre-production doc. Other
Oh,
guests
yeah.
either side of those recordings had done a great job of filling it out, giving me real great context as to what we wanted to talk about and stuff
Yep.
like that. So I was like, all right, don't let them get away with not filling out the pre-production doc
Yes.
next time, because like then you're going to end up in this situation where you're literally listening to a guy talk about how his third grade teachers molested him for 45 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened to the Maldives?
Yeah. Well, just tack that on at the end. And then I went scuba diving.
And look, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I felt bad. I wasn't ready to release that. It
No,
didn't
that's fair
take away from the heartache of his story and how, you know, authentic it is. I just wasn't ready to release it back then.
Yeah, of course. You're a fledgling podcaster. Let's talk about travel stories. All of a sudden, it's third grade teacher. You know, I mean, if it was about him, you know, going through that in the Maldives, being scuba dived at the same time, that would be an interesting take.
I would be asking questions.
Yeah.
I was like, how did you logistically, where does the finger go?
Sorry. Yeah, I hope this doesn't. If you're like, oh, this is gonna alienate my audience, just give me a wave.
What audience?
Okay. These CCP members who seem to be filtering past.
Well, there's an audience emerging, but that's not why I do this. Yeah. I think I'm a bit different to the average podcaster who has an idea, wants to have a theme, wants to continue to grow a community, build an audience. It might be
Eventually release an online course no one ever finishes.
Online course. People buy it. No one does it. I should do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still figuring it out. And like episode 100, we'll call it. I'm still cool with the idea that there's absolutely no underlying agenda behind this.
No, that's cool, man. Yeah. You know, as a comedian, you know, there's a part of me that really loves just freeballing it.
How good is this?
Oh, there's plenty more, man. So, well, not plenty more, but you're welcome to have a top up if you want.
My goodness, this is sensational.
Gets you pretty high too.
Really?
It's legal.
Oh God, this is.
But it's different from the regular cocoa that you would get.
Man, this is so nice. I'm blissing out right now.
Dude, I'll send you the link. It's amazing stuff. It's very underrated.
I think I'm blissing out.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I want to say thank you right now.
No worries. I'll send you the bill.
Where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you now while I
did
still
put some
have
mushrooms in it. I hope you're sorry.
He's been spiked. Oh,
No, I didn't.
I do appreciate it if you did. But yeah, thank you again for coming and welcome. Who recommended us? It was Dan Brader.
Yes.
He's such a good guy.
He's a lovely man. I've known him for a long time.
He's got a good heart.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And I appreciate Dan for connecting us. I didn't know anything about you before he connected us. So, I decided not to really do much research this week. So I'm totally down for wherever we take this. But you did mention comedian, and I did watch one reel on the way to the bathroom before.
Okay, yeah.
Where you said that you hit, I don't give up anymore. We can swear, but
Yeah.
I've started beeping them out, so I'm starting to self-censor now. I don't give up anymore vibe on this reel.
Okay.
It was you were talking about your Sydney Fringe show coming up, and you were like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not even a comedian anymore. I got bigger fish to fry. I was like, man, this guy's on a journey.
Yeah. It's been a wild journey, my friend. But I think the underlying lesson is just learning how to give less at higher levels. Yeah. And
Mm.
that's especially I think the I wouldn't say the key to comedy, but one of the keys to certain kinds of comedy. Yeah, just not giving a fuck, right?
You know what's actually interesting about that? I agree. I saw something recently where an Aussie comic that I've seen at the Comics Lounge and ended up on Kill Tony.
Oh, cool.
And he's
James McCann.
I don't know. Which
Like-
one was he?
Redheaded sort of guy, glasses.
No, different one.
Okay.
There's a few actually. Isaac Butterfield. I saw
wow.
a reel of his last night that he was on there as well. So I think a few Aussies has been ending
cool.
up there. It wasn't James. I can't remember this guy's name, but he was different in front of Kill Tony. You could tell he was nervous or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
The stakes are higher.
no, bro, that's not you.
Yes.
When I see you, you're ranting. You're fed up. You're not like giggly schoolgirl kind of shy.
Yeah.
I mean, he still brought his same kind of energy, but it was diluted with some nervous tension.
This is the inner game, because there's suddenly the stakes are higher in their minds. But it's like that samurai saying, if you die before you die, then you're dead. I'm paraphrasing there.
If you die before you die, that's so. I think that's good. That's really good. You know that that's really true. I can relate to this a lot because I'm having an experience in my career at the moment.
Okay.
Where I'm literally the self-doubt is starting to die off.
Yeah.
And like the confidence has started to emerge, has started to win the battle.
Yes.
And the stakes are high.
Great.
But I have, not gone into that situation with that same energy of doubt and what if I fail. It's more like, oh, well, if I fail, I guess I'll just have to start again.
Yeah, I think the doubt also comes because you're like, I want this. I really want this. And then if you can get to the point where do I actually want this? Like, I don't give a shit.
Does it really matter if I get this? Yeah.
If I don't get it, then, because I think sometimes, especially with most things, you're like, I need this to be happy. And I see that in a lot of comedians, and definitely it's in me. More so in the past than now. I'm not, by all means, I'm not free of it, but there's like a part of you can kind of see, the fringe is on right now. Just look at any comedian's poster. You can see the need in their face. Like, please come to this show. Please give me.
You're probably more sensitive to it than I am.
What my parents never gave me, or. And I don't know. I think getting older helps as well. You just get older and you're just like, oh, just fucking.
I would agree with that.
Why am I trying to get something out of these? Also, you're older than the audience. And you're
100%.
I don't need this from a 20-year-old person sitting in the crowd.
Now that you say that, putting myself in the shoes of being in my current situation that I was just referring to as a 20-year-old, I would be crumbling. Dude, right now.
I was crumbling all through my 20s because I was like, oh, you got to make it. I got to be a superstar. And now my dreams are like so dead. It's liberating. Like, I've never been happier. I have never been happier. I'm so glad my dreams are dead. Like, I'm just free now.
I love the way that you phrase that. But what's more dead? It's not your dream that's dead. I reckon it's the idea that your happiness depends on your dreams coming true. That's dead.
Or you need to get something from the process. Whereas you should just find joy in the process, and then what happens. And if the gods smile upon you and gift you whatever great, and if they don't, well, then you're in the same space, really.
Nothing's changed. You still got the same blood and DNA. There's still running.
Sure. Oh, we're in a photograph.
Yeah. Should I turn?
Gugsi Fachai. Hey. All right. Shit. Yeah. Getting down.
How did you know they were Chinese?
Asians can tell what kind of Asians other Asians are. It's kind of like a gaydar.
What kind of Asian are you?
I'm a complex kind. I'm a complicated kind. I'm Chinese, Tibetan, Nepalese.
Chinese, Tibetan, Nepalese. Okay, so like
I'm a rarity.
northwestern kind of.
Yeah.
What's that above? Like, where are we talking? We're talking Himalaya, Pakistan, Himalaya, China,
Yeah, it's like look,
India.
it's complicated. Basically, my parents come from Nepal, but
Yeah.
then Britain gave it to India, so it's now
Oh.
technically India. But do you know Darjeeling, where the tea's from? All right. Well, then imagine that you knew a place called Darjeeling.
Someone knows.
Yeah. There's a kind of tea called Darjeeling tea, which is very famous.
Mm,
That's the only claim to fame my home territory has.
that's
It's
good.
very beautiful, though. But it's a trading route, so there was a lot of people coming in from China. It was in between China, Tibet, Sikkim, Bhutan, Nepal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bhutan. Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's interesting. So you can tell. You've got the
She
ADAR.
looked pretty. Yeah, I got the ADAR. She was straight up CCP for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I tried to plan a kiss on her.
Ah,
I went to show Xi Jing, who I know watches every episode, here in this country. I can place my lips on whoever.
that comment could get you in a prison camp for a very long time. I actually drove through China on a bus, and one of the guys who happened to speak English were just driving through this tundra for probably about 20 hours straight. At one point, there wasn't even a road. We're like literally just driving through a field for about 3-4 hours.
Like snow. Is that what you mean? Like
Oh, no, it was more like tundra. Yeah, tundra's like an Arctic flat,
okay.
tufts of grass, nothing else.
Whoa. Yeah.
And then there was just no talking on the bus. And then one guy turns to me and goes, "This is where they send all the political prisoners." And I was like,
Did he
I
wink
could
at you?
tell because this is like 6 hours from nowhere.
This is a tough, hard place.
It is a hard place. Yeah.
But I think the world is generally like a tough place, but like we somehow are able to do, and you were talking about this in a way. We're somehow able to disguise that fact through entertainment and shelter and comforts, But the world's it's a tough environment.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, tough place. When you get out, you haven't been out of the city for a while.
Yeah.
And you end up in the middle of nowhere,
Mm.
and you think to yourself, God, this is beautiful. But then you also think to yourself, I think I can see how camping here or living here would be tough.
Oh, for sure.
But, like you've got that romantic rose-colored tinted.
Oh, nature's amazing when it has a road going through the middle of it. I love that kind of nature.
There's no prison camps.
Oh, well, I went on this month-long walk through Western Australia with some Indigenous folks, and I got lost. Really easily, too. We just set up camp, and I was like, I'm going to
Typical
go
Asian.
meditate. Whoa, fair enough. I'm going to have you canceled, Louis. I'm going to have you canceled with all my CCP friends here. I usually don't get lost, but it was a stupid way to get lost. I went off into the bush, and it was only like 20 meters. Well, what do you realize in the desert, everywhere looks the fucking same. And it wasn't even the desert, just like the Asians, really. Unless you're an Asian, you have a good ADAR. But when trees are a certain height, you may as well just be like, and I just sat in the sun meditating, like going, oh, this is so amazing, connecting with nature. And then I stood up and I was just like, wait, where did I walk from?
Because you were blissing out.
I was blissing out. Also, I was a bit dehydrated. I was like sitting in full
Sure.
sun with my shirt off.
Sure.
And because like this whole, then I was just like lost for like an hour. And then you're in denial for about the first 40 minutes. You're like, no, I'll find myself back. I'll just follow my tracks. And then you see the tracks like circling back and slowly becoming more and more panicked. And then eventually, like, I'm going to have to call out. So firstly, your calling out is a very brave calling out. Like, trying to be manly. Like, hey, everybody. Is anyone here? Hello?
Yeah.
And then slowly it became like the more girly whine. Like,
Desperation.
help! And eventually an 8-year-old Aboriginal girl came and fetched me.
Save me!
And she was like, oh, I thought you'd been bitten by a snake. You sounded really desperate. And I was like, I guess I was.
That's so funny, bro.
It was very emasculating.
When
but,
was this?
That was like
what were you doing?
2017.
You were out, you were out in the outback doing some kind of trip out there? Or
Oh,
something?
no, I was a comedian for 13 years. And then I went through this like spiritual crisis, mental health breakdown.
I love this.
And then drank ayahuasca, which is a powerful South American
Oh.
psychedelic.
Mm.
Which then...
What happened?
Basically, I talked to Gaia, like Mother Earth,
Yeah.
and she said, help me. And I was like, what the f***? I'd done loads of drugs
And
before.
you were like, "Ah, I'm the one that needs help."
Yeah, I was like, what do you want me to do? I recycle, like, what else do you want me to do? And then I was like, that was very interesting. Like, there's something about that. Well, what it felt like when I was in the ceremony was like, oh, this is what I was trying to find when I was going to the music festivals. I was trying to find this connection. And so I went back to do some more ceremonies, and I went through what I can only describe as an exorcism. I had this like thing taken out of me.
They say it's like a purging.
Oh yes, La Purga, as it's known. And then my original intention was like, how do I become a better comedian? And I communicated to what I can only describe as the ayahuasca spirit. And she said to me, just quit. It's killing you. It's not good for your health. Just stop. And
Sure.
I got told to basically go on this journey of self-discovery, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, go back to my homelands, just basically follow the spiritual path for a while. So that went for about 7 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story. And
Yeah.
so you were when you were lost in the outback. This was during your self-discovery.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to connect with the indigenous people a bit more, and then my friend told me about this amazing work you go on with these uranium mine activists.
Oh right, okay.
Anti, obviously, not pro.
Yeah, we better
and-
set that straight.
Yeah, I have met pro mining people, which are very interesting.
Yeah, the people that have shares in mining companies.
Well, no, not just that. Like, I worked as an ayahuasquero as well after that. Like, I was basically shown that I had to work as an ayahuasca shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Australia. So I spent 7 years doing that. And
Whoa.
I was actually giving ayahuasca to miners. So the original thing which set me on giving ayahuasca to people was like, we need to, radicalize people more environmentally. Actually just made me humanize miners more. And I ended up giving ayahuasca to an indigenous pro mining man with a esky.
All right. Okay. The AI is going to misinterpret what you said, bro,
Okay.
because I was starting to get confused. I'm going to have to check the transcript of this to make
Okay.
sure that it's saying the right thing, not minors, minors.
Oh, yes. No. No, this isn't the
People that
Epstein
are
files.
involved in mining.
Yes.
Bro, I don't know why my mind went there, but
Maybe
so I
delete
ended up
your
giving.
internet history.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with my internet history. Happy for anyone to go through it.
All right. Okay.
I'm a Christian man, but I was when you said that, I ended up giving ayahuasca to minors. I hadn't made
No.
the correlation between the fact that you were literally talking about the mining industry just then. Like
Yes.
3 seconds earlier.
No, that's fair enough.
I
think
was
that's
lost.
That's a legitimate mistake. Yeah.
Okay, so for everyone listening, in case you went down that track too, people that work in the mining industry, as in
Yes.
miners, not minors.
No.
I don't know
no.
what you call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They sound exactly the same, though, to be fair.
It's true. It's true.
So apologies for that.
And
'cause
back in the Industrial Revolution, they used to have miners working, like children working in the
miners
mines.
working in the mines.
Just to add more
that's-
confusion.
That's definitely confusing me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ended up, to backtrack, because I started to freak out just then
Okay.
when you said that,
Okay.
because I was like, well, where's this going?
Yeah,
Am
you're
I
like,
back with...
This guy's admitting to drugging miners? Like, who is this piece of shit that I dragged off the street? And then I drugged this kid, and it was hilarious.
And so you, so you're giving ayahuasca to people that work in the mining industry. Is this a voluntary thing?
No, well,
What's
what happened
happening?
is that then while I was
You're
on my
holding
travels,
ceremonies?
I was drinking more ayahuasca, and then I got this message that this was my job.
So that's accessible here?
I mean, it's underground and illegal, and I had to stop. I was just like, this is just getting too much
Right.
intense with legalities and stuff like that. And,
Sure.
I just needed a break. It's quite intensive work. Like, how you're talking about your friends trauma dumping.
Yeah.
That's pretty much kind of your job.
Yeah.
People just telling you just the most up stories.
Yeah.
Which kind of like,
Which would be hard after a while.
I mean, you learn to get this sort of professional boundary
Yeah.
happening.
Okay.
And in some ways, it also helped to relativize my own suffering, where I'm like, it didn't. I'm not like trying to invalidate anyone's suffering, but when you hear someone talking about growing up in a satanic ritual child abuse cult, you're like, okay, my parents weren't that bad. You're like, I'm not gonna, they might have not hugged me enough when I was like 4, but it was pretty good actually. I'm gonna review my childhood through rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I didn't get this from anywhere, but I developed this understanding that trauma is the same in everyone's head. The same,
Yeah.
same as joy,
Yes.
right? So when you see, because I walk around the street all the time with a big smile on my face, just
Yeah.
feeling lucky to be alive. Like I've got my legs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
look, the sun's shining. How good's that? And then I see people looking at me weird, like they're wondering what I'm so happy about. And then I realize, oh, okay, my level of joy is confusing some people
Yes.
because I'm finding joy in something simple. And the same can be said for trauma. Trauma is like that too. Like if your parent didn't give you a lollipop when you were 5, you can hold that against them forever and think they're the worst parent ever.
Yeah.
Same as growing up in in the head of someone else that
Yes.
experienced something completely dark.
I think it's quite complex from my limited understanding, but from my understanding, you can have 2 people who have the same level of trauma and have the exact same events, like as a thought experiment.
Yep.
But one person is going to be more sensitized to it and be more open to being overtaken by it, if that makes sense. That's why you might get 2 sorts of people who have similar traumas. One turns into a heroin addict and the other one turns into a very highly successful motivational speaker or something like that.
Yeah. I was listening to this video, and I don't know whose voice that they replicate, whether it's Alan Watts or someone, but I think they're using an AI to generate this old guy's wise voice.
Yep.
And he goes, pain and suffering are different.
Yep.
Like pain is not suffering. Suffering is the stories we tell ourselves about the pain.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we can both get shot and experience the same level of pain right now, but then the suffering part is about the story you tell yourself about that pain.
Yeah.
And I loved that because I was like, oh, it's all about in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, and also we live in a very trauma-centered culture, and people will build their identities around their trauma, and it's you can just continually loop the same story,
Yep.
yeah.
I know. Guilty.
Oh yeah, look, we're all guilty, and
Guilty.
but it
As charged.
yes. Yes.
I'm blissing out so much over this
Do you want a bit
cacao.
more?
I love it. I
yourself,
absolutely
bro.
love it. Thank you, sir. So I don't want to take more off you though.
I'll finish it off if you want, man. Like honestly,
You sure?
I drink so much.
Honestly, thank you so much. There's a lot. No, I'm going to go through this. I love this.
Yes.
This is a moment, man.
Go for it, man.
You're really making episode 100 very special. So, okay. So I'd like to go back a little bit.
Yes.
I'd like to rewind and start us on a bit more of a linear path. Around like, when did you get started in comedy? And 13 years seems like, a long time. To be involved in something.
Yeah, well, look, it was a long time ago. 2004, I think, was my first gig.
How old were you?
2003, I was 20.
Okay, yeah, I think I was about 20. You must be, 42 now or something?
43.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, 24. Look, I guess I just always wanted to do it. I'd see people on television thinking I can do that. I'm funnier than that guy. And it just took me... Then I went, I won't do that. I'll go to university. And then I did a very unfulfilling career. Dropped out, went to clown school, did a lot of acid, dropped out of clown school.
What's clown school?
It's barely a school.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sydney.
Oh, Sydney. Okay.
Yeah.
Clown
I mean, yeah. And then I was like, did that, and then won Raw Comedy in 2004.
You did?
Yeah, 21 years ago, guys. And then I went and won this other big competition in Great Britain called So You Think You're Funny, which is the equivalent.
Yeah.
Then there was way too much pressure on me. I was
was
just like 21, 22-year-old open micer, and all of a sudden there's industry, which I'd never really met before. And,
That's
showbiz
interesting.
industry people, I'm going to generalize here, but they're not the most moral people.
They're leeches.
Yeah, it's like a toxic industry.
They're leeches, bro.
And I couldn't handle the pressure. So then I just spent maybe about 5 years self-destructing on stage and
Yep.
just destroying all the opportunities that I'd been handed. And then yeah, I just sort of moved to Britain and then started clawing my way back. And yeah, and then I was just sort of gigging a lot, but I wasn't really, didn't really have a plan.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
You were just figuring it out as you go.
I was just like, I just keep gigging, keep getting better, and then eventually things will magically happen for me.
And that's how life unfolds in a lot of ways, without a plan, just taking a risk and going and trying something out.
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Do you want some
things did happen, but
cinnamon scroll?
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Have that, bro.
Why not? Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the comedy part in a nutshell. Yeah.
It's a bit stale, but all good.
Only the best.
13 years. 13 years it lasted, that journey.
Yeah.
And you eventually came back to Australia with it and stuff? Or like,
Yeah. Spent 4 years in England. Had a moment at a gig with another comedian who was very good, but also a bit more alternative. I guess I'd class myself more in the less mainstream zone. And I was like, how long did you have to spend here in Britain to get established? And he was like, chain smoking. I was like, 15 years. I was like, holy shit, I'm going to have to stay here for another 10 years. And I hate this place.
yeah.
And I was just on this mega bus, and then I had to go wait for a bus. Like I was like in Coventry or something in the middle of nowhere in England. And I watched a fight break out, and this woman got punched, and I was just like, oh, this is horrible. Like, this is my life for the next 15 years.
It's not a good place to be.
Oh, drunken English people. If I'm going to generalize and be racist here. Ugly drunks.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, fuck this. I actually don't like comedy as much as I don't like comedy as much as I hate living in England. So so I came back to Australia with the eye to move to America.
Right.
But then I got railroaded by the healing path.
And tell me again, the healing path came about. Why did you were you like, oh, I'm just gonna go and do this ayahuasca thing to try it out? But
I'd always loved psychedelics.
Oh.
And so I'd researched it, I'd read about it. It just took me a long time to locate it.
And then you were finally in that place, and then you got the message from Mother Earth, and that's when it kicked off.
Well, I'd say I was already a bit stuck. The period of my life that I was in was kind of like a car upside down with the wheels spinning in the mud. And so, it's kind of a good thing to do if you're in that state of your life. So that's also, I guess, subconsciously what drew me to it.
I've always had a fear of psychedelics. Like,
fair enough. Just confronting.
And I'm not sure if it's because of the confronting sort of, what am I going to discover about myself? I've always had this fear of them taking over me. Like,
they do.
Having an experience that I'll never be able to come back from, as in like mentally, I'll be mentally unstable. I think that's the way it was sold to us on a current affair when we were kids.
Yeah, I would say like
the bad kids that lived in Nimbin were like losing their minds and ending up on the dole forever. And I was like,
I did live in Nimbin for 4 months.
I would like prosperity in my life at some point, and I should try and keep my head straight for that.
Yeah, look, I think that psychedelics in the wrong hands and with the wrong people can lead to increased mental instability.
Yeah.
But if they're done in a more healing context with a good practitioner, I actually think that it increases mental stability.
Right.
Yeah, because it clears out your shadows or your demons. A lot of people are afraid of it, though, because it forces them to face their control issues. And most people, I'd say, in Western society have a lot of control issues.
Massive.
So, you will basically...
It's a daily battle. I'm aware of it, but it's a daily battle.
Yeah. So
most people are unaware of.
Yeah, and there's deeper levels of control. Like I've worked with these medicines for quite a long time now, and just when you think, oh, okay, I think I've worked through this, there's another level of control that you have to let go of.
Yeah. So deep. Yeah.
But I think everyone should do it. At least once.
Yeah.
Unless you have schizophrenia or bipolar.
In a controlled environment, for sure.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you are now working in a mining town. I suppose you'd put it as a spiritual healer of some sort.
Oh, now, no.
No. Like,
Oh, back in that. Well,
at this
no.
part of your life now, where you've come to this.
Oh, yes. I moved to Darwin, and spent 4 years there, and I was working as an ayahuasquero there, and it's a big mining town there, and so it's just word of mouth. People just sort of have an experience, and then they're friends with someone, so it's just kind of very random, you know.
You're running kind of like underground retreaty thingies for
Yeah,
the weekend, where
yeah.
like it's just word of mouth because you can't advertise because it's not legal. So like
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in those days, it was more gray area. It was sort of like, oh, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what was happening, and
What was that experience like? I mean, what
was
were the kind
incredible.
of characters that you were sort of coming across on a daily basis or whatever it
I
was?
I wasn't doing daily. It's very hard to sustain. But I mean, like the thing was like before, say 2017, it was very much like spiritual seekers, new age people,
Yeah.
people who tried everything else and to try and heal an illness or trauma, and then they'd found psychedelics. So it's a very specific sort of demographic,
Persona,
and they all kind of knew subcultural types already, what they were, what they was going. They'd already had experiences.
yeah.
And then say somewhere around 2017, 2018, this book called How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan, and also Joe Rogan, and also Prince Harry. It all started just hitting the mainstream.
Oh.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan, they all started coming public about their ayahuasca experiences. And then I noticed this huge shift, like literally in the space of months. And then it was just everyone, like housewives, cops, just regular people, boxers, bus drivers, just everyone.
Your algorithm really had you in a vice.
It was it's true that. So then I was just like, oh, okay, this is like, and these are people that have no experience. Like some hadn't even drunk alcohol or smoked weed or anything like that. And so that was a whole new ball game, I think, for a lot of people. And that's when things sort of started changing a bit. Yeah, in terms of the screening had to become tighter, education had to be a bit more. It wasn't just a matter of fact to just, here you go. You had to be like, all right,
Yeah.
this is what could potentially happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good point because that kind of thing is generally sought out by people who are already comfortable with psychedelics. They've already sort of dabbled to various degrees. That's your kind of demographic persona. Now you're in this mining town where, my idea of a miner, like an Aussie kind of miner, is someone who's probably lived a less, I guess, what would you call it? Spiritually and enabled existence.
You know what? I was surprised time and time again, like how spiritual some of these bogans were. I would actually say they were more spiritual than the Byron Bay type set that you'd get. Like that's almost a fake spirituality. That's what I learned.
I love that.
But like,
Yes.
I was having these
Smash those stereotypes.
Yeah, these guys with like full Southern Cross tattoos, just going, mate. So, I mean, like, is the whole goal like after their first experience? Like, so I saw like my consciousness being like purified, like a drop of water going up into the sky and then coming back into the ocean of consciousness and then recycling. Is that like the whole process of like death and rebirth? And I'm like, what? You got that off your first experience? Like, what the fuck? So this happened time and time again.
That's cool.
And it was a much more grounded sense of spirituality than say, what you might encounter in New Age circles and in the Byron Bay area.
I think the bogan gets a bad rap sometimes, but if anything, they're kind of honest.
Yeah, they're honest and they're grounded, and there's no bullshit. And it's also, if you ever spend time with Indigenous folks, just getting a street cleaner here.
Yep.
We
Thanks,
love
bud.
it. This is real.
Thank you. No one ever says thank you.
This is kind of cool. You kind of pull people into your world with this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. You know what's fun about it is that when I go back through the files, I output a laneway file and I'll go back through it just to see if there's any sort of moments.
Yep.
Because I'm so locked in
Yep.
that stuff's happening out there, and it's not until I see it in video I'm like, oh, there was like 30 people taking pictures in flash.
Yep.
So that's a good thing about the headphones.
Yes, for sure.
The headphones kind of keep us here while we're like the lizard in the zoo, right? You know, we're in our habitat, we're doing our thing, and there's just innocent bystanders
just watching our every move, relaxing.
Okay, that's so interesting. And so, and how long were you in Darwin, like, sort of running this experience?
I was there
for
probably
people
about
for?
4 years. Yeah, 4 years. And
Were you running that kind of experience for people that whole time?
yeah, more or less. I was taking breaks here and there, and
And I'm interested in the people you came across. That's all.
Well, I have to say Darwin's the best place in Australia, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The nicest people.
I've never been to Darwin.
It's so egalitarian. Obviously, it's very tough for the Indigenous folks, but in terms of multiculturalism, it's definitely. I probably experienced less racism there than anywhere else, and greater acceptance. Like, no one gives a where you're from in Darwin, in my opinion.
Huh.
It's the most equal place I've been to.
That's bizarre. That's bizarre because
the heat's the equalizer, I think.
Melbourne claims to be the most inclusive.
Well, I saw those anti-immigration rallies. I mean, clearly there's a bit of dissent amongst the population here.
Melbourne likes to think it's the most inclusive, but it only includes what likes to include people if they're of a certain brand.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very discriminatory against white supremacists here.
This is what I say about the DE&I movement.
The what? Sorry.
DE&I, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yes.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is so much about exclusion. It's about homogeny and exclusion.
In what way?
Well, if someone doesn't agree with what you're trying to do in a DEI environment, you cancel them. They're gone.
Yeah.
Is that an inclusive behavior?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think a lot of it's just sort of linguistics. It's all just sort of you say it, but like in action, it's a different thing. Because you're in a city, it's easy to do that because you just push them away, and also it's very hard to do that sort of thing. I think in a very densely populated area, but in Darwin, it's a very harsh place. It's much less people. And so you kind of just got to make things work, even if someone has a certain belief about this and a belief about that.
Luke James said that about when he moved up to Cairns during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think it was like maybe, from memory, it was like in between lockdowns or something.
Yeah.
And so he realised that in Cairns you can't get away with saying kind of stuff you get away with saying in a big city like this because there's nowhere to run. You're going to see that person in the shop.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah, you're more accountable.
I do like that mentality because I think, especially in the internet age, people have gotten away with being able to say so much that they wouldn't normally say.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it from a bunker.
Yeah, you're just writing a YouTube comment on someone's video, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and look, I've done that before, and I've learned.
We all have.
I've learned that was a cowardly thing to do. We all have, and that maybe I shouldn't next time. Even though that is how I felt, and it wasn't necessary, and it wasn't fair because I wouldn't say that to someone in the street. I say this about online dating.
Yeah.
Those apps. I was like, I don't use those apps. Because I tried them once.
Yeah.
But I found myself being really, like, after hours and hours of swiping, I found myself disgusted at who I was turning into because Like, look at these women I'm swiping left on. I think left is the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Like, they're all that's someone's daughter, man. Like, that's a person that if I was standing next to him in the supermarket or in a bar, I would say hello. You know.
Yeah. Well, look, try this experiment. Like one day, I went on a dating app a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And I decided I was like yourself. I was like swiping. And I was like, this is horrible. This is turning into like a bad dopamine game.
It is bad.
And also, it was
really
very
bad.
unromantic. Because
So
often when it was
much.
happening, I was on the toilet. And I was like, am I going to find my soulmate just shitting and swiping? You know, like, this is not going to be the story I want to tell my kids. You know, how did you mum and dad
did you
meet?
meet your
Well,
mum?
I was just ate a
taking-
big curry and then decided to see what was on Tinder. So, then as a thought experiment, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to swipe everyone right and just see who likes me back. And so I swiped right on every single person, people I wasn't attracted to, 6-year-old women, whatever, just to
60.
see, whatever. And then I realized that no one swiped me back even then.
Yeah.
I was like, F these bitches. I don't really know what the moral of this story is. I think, and then I went online and I realized that if you're Asian, you're pretty much disadvantaged. So I realized that, yeah. I didn't really realize anything after that.
How's your love life like being out in the open world?
Don't even ask. I'm going through a protracted breakup.
Sorry
Yeah.
to hear that.
No, it worked out the way it was meant to work out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, you met this person IRL, I imagine, or you've met people before in your life IRL, right?
I don't know how I meet people. They meet me and then something happens. But like,
They're not online though.
no, not online.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
met one person online, but she just became a friend.
yeah.
But she was like 1 out of 1,000,000 people. Well, that's an exaggeration. But she was the only person I was like, oh, this actually looks like... Because when you go
That's
on those
very
dating
sweet.
apps...
She's a 1 in a million. That's
Well-
very sweet of you to say.
Well, yeah. She was obviously different from... Because you go on the dating apps, and what I noticed very quickly is that like there's 7 different types of women on the dating apps. Well, image-wise.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're obviously people with souls, and I know that the opposite goes the other way for the men. My friend has shown me what Tinder looks like from a female perspective in Darwin, and that's frightening. A lot of dudes with like dead animals and guns in their hands as if to communicate, I can catch food for you, woman. Or, it's very,
That's handy.
there's limited types of humans on these dating apps as they're presented.
I'm not gay, but I'd go Brokeback Mountain for someone that could catch me some food. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, I'm not sure if you'd want to eat some of these wild pigs because word has it
Are
they
we
have
still
quite a lot
talking about
of
animals?
trichoma worms in them.
Oh.
But the main thing, though, I think they're trying to occupy a niche of masculinity.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's yeah. They'll just. Did you obviously notice that with the dating apps, though, right? There's like the
been a
the
long
travel
time.
lady, the lady who's traveling. Then there's a lady who's
travel lady. Yeah.
the lady with the kid in the picture, just going, "This is what I got."
Honest lady. Yeah.
Honest lady.
Right, honest lady. Good.
Then you've got like the party girl.
Oh, party girl.
Then you've got the emo
She's
goth suicide chick lady.
Oh, I always found myself really attracted to them.
The emo goth suicide chick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
everyone
was
is.
like, I just kind of want to see what that's like.
I think that's why it became a website.
Just the black lipstick. I want that.
Yeah.
Just for a night, not for any more than that.
Okay.
I'm scared of it.
Well, I mean, all these images, they eventually break down after 20 years of marriage. That's what I realized.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's a lot of stereotypes on there. I think it's been bad. I mean, Sean Collier talked about this, the internetification of everything. He called
Okay,
it.
yes, yeah,
And, specifically, we talked about dating apps as being worse for society.
I think in general, yeah, for sure. Yep.
And look, I must sound like a broken record to anyone that listens to all my episodes because I bring this stuff up from time to time, but I think it's important to talk about, have some self-reflection on where we are.
Yeah, of course.
Because I like IRL. I enjoy it, but I'm more and more... I think there was a phase where I was IRL only and I was considered a weirdo
Okay.
And
What's
that-
IRL?
in real life.
Okay, yeah.
An in real life lover.
That's great. No,
You know-
I second that.
And then, and now lately, it comes with a bit of admiration. And maybe this was, I'm talking 10 years ago, I was a weirdo. Now, 10 years later, like people are like, oh, how did you meet your girlfriend? I'm like, just met her in a bar. And
Yeah.
people were like, whoa, no way.
What did you do?
Oh,
I went up to her and I said hello.
yeah.
Like,
And I'm like, and now there's like a bit of admiration attached to it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you never hear that anymore. And I'm like, that is so sad. Do you know how sad you people are? It's making me sad to think that you don't think about talking to one another in the street.
Yeah.
You know, even to say hello, even to a person of the same sex that you have no agenda with other than to say, g'day, mate, how you doing? You know, have a lovely day. But you go out to the country or somewhere, or the coast, and you see people that sort of live in that area and you're just visiting. The first thing the old fella does is nod to you. They nod. The old fella always nods.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when did we lose the old fella nod?
I think 1999, somewhere around there. 2000. Well, actually, no, maybe. Yeah.
I reckon it was post 2003. I reckon 2003
That's
was
when the
when
internetification happened.
I think that's when things started to change. Music
Yeah.
definitely got worse.
Yeah, well, I reckon it peaked around 2010, I think. Well, not peaked.
2010 was a good year.
It was more like it just sort of like started. There was like a sort of a what the top of the parabola, and then somewhere I'd say
Auto-tune came in.
Auto-tune came in. Yeah, but I just mean culture in general, and then I think COVID was in the end.
Oh, COVID. Well, the end and the beginning of something new.
Yeah, the beginning. But that old world, which in retrospect, I was like, oh, that was actually like really good.
So
But I didn't even
sick,
realize at the
man.
time.
How good was the 90s? Growing
I
up
know,
in the
exactly.
90s.
But I just didn't realize because there was nothing to compare it to. You just grew up in that era.
Well, you grew up in Sydney in the 90s. Was that a good experience for you?
I have nothing to compare it to.
I mean, but do you have fond memories of it?
Yeah, I have fond memories. Yeah. I mean, everything's fond in retrospect, right?
Yeah. You're so spiritually enlightened. It's not like asking a normal person.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
It's because you have just such a great way of looking at everything.
Oh, look, no, I've definitely dark moments.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you can see, you don't look at anything with too much joy and too much sadness. You've got a very rational, relative way of appreciating experiences in a general way, not just going, oh yeah, I had the sickest time and I had the worst time. You know how the modern day person is just so volatile. Like the unenlightened person is so volatile.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
oh my God, I had the worst coffee the other day at this place, and then whoa, congrats guys, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just on this volatile behavioral patterns.
Yep.
But then you meet people that have experienced stuff and done life and, had people pass away that are close to them or been through sickness and illness and been through, enlightening experiences and, tried ayahuasca and stuff. And they're pretty chill. They're like, oh, yeah, that was a pretty hard time in my life. And then like, oh, that was a nice time in my life. Yeah, I guess it was. They're not.
Well, it helps to have a wide spectrum of highs and lows to, relativize things.
They don't oscillate as in a volatile manner. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
And I guess you're a bit older as well. Like me. What? I'm 41. You're 43. So we've done stuff now. We've experienced some stuff, and we've got regrets or whatever it might be.
No regrets.
At times, people of our age might have some regrets. Some don't. Some missed opportunities, lost loves. Stuff like that, and eventually you just learn to accept that life is a journey. It's not a goal.
I blame those sliding door type butterfly effect movies. Like, oh, if only I'd done this and I'd done that, and I'm like, but you didn't.
Remember that Nicolas Cage one?
No.
He was in one where in one life he was. I can't remember the name of the film. If anyone can look it up. He was a successful, highly strung, successful businessman.
Yeah.
And in his other life, and they play out simultaneously, he's a family man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And which one is he happier as?
Oh, way happier as a family man.
Way. That's like such a Hollywood
Cliche.
trope. I want to see the other way where he's just like, just this coked up fucking CEO just going, this is the best. I'm so glad I didn't have a kid. That would be a drag. Or maybe a lifetime where he's a combination of both. You know, he's just snorting coke, raising the kids. And I'm just going, wow. Nothing goes better with child rearing than some crack rock. You know, who's to know, really?
Well, I think the modern day parent tries to experience the best of both worlds. You know how, like, you know, they'll put the kids with the grandparents for a weekend and then, you know, go and have an anniversary away where they, you know, party.
Yeah.
Experience a little bit of that life, but it's so unsustainable, you know, that you don't want it all the time. You just want to have one bender here or there.
Yeah.
You know what I
I mean, I don't know. I've talked to a lot of my friends because there was a big question hanging in my head about having a family recently, which is, you know, I won't bother going into that because it's still playing out. But I have found a lot of parents will have to justify the decision because they have to, because there's a kid involved and they love the kid. But like, you know what? I think actually,
Isn't that funny how if you said that 100 years ago, they'd put you in a mental institute
Really?
for saying that.
no, people like,
your decision.
oh, look, I
Hello.
really miss freedom and stuff. And it's, you know, I see what you got doing and it's really fun. And sometimes I wish, but I really love my kid and, you know, that's good, you know, and, you know, maybe there's something missing from people who don't have a kid in their life. But if there's anything I've learned, it's just everything's great and everything's shit at the same time. It's just different shades.
Oh, so true.
You know, whatever you got, it's great. And,
so
and it just depends on how you want to look at it.
100%. I love that you said that because it's so true. I mean, I was working in recruitment for 4 years and just the amount of dissatisfied people that would need oh, no, I got to change. I need to change.
Yeah, yeah.
And look, I understand. Look, it is true that when you get a new gig, you get a pay rise every time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the best way to bump up your pay is to leave your current company, right?
Yeah.
But also, I met so many disillusioned, dissatisfied people that thought they were going to greener pastures. And I'm like, listen, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Because
It's a mind frame.
the problem you're having in your current company, I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I just got off the phone to someone that wants to leave the place you want to go to.
Yeah. I mean, that whole the grass is greener thing is literally true. Like, I mean, a week ago, I was lying on the grass in a park and I saw a patch of grass which looked greener. And I walked up to it and it was patchy,
This is a bit.
close up. No, it's not. It's actually what I was like, oh, this is where that saying comes from because it looks greener from far away.
This is not a bit.
It's not a bit. This is a life experience I had. This is.
And then you're actually talking about grass right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Real
lying
grass.
on the grass.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is if you're really dissatisfied with your life is just go hang out with someone who's doing far worse than you.
You don't even have to hang out with them. You can just walk through the streets of Melbourne.
Just I have noticed like the homeless people in Melbourne like
I was
characters like they're like very different to the Sydney homeless people.
That's interesting.
Sydney homeless people sort of like just kind of like, you know, just sort of keep to themselves. But the Melbourne homeless people really get out there and express themselves and yell and shout at you.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know much about Sydney homeless people, but well, I will tell you, I was going up Collins Street before, and there was his family. Like, Dad was taking a photo of his wife and his daughter, and they're sitting on these steps, literally right next to a person's tent.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what's special about that staircase. There might be some backstory I'm not aware of here.
Yep.
You know, like maybe that was with the restaurant where the mum worked, and there just happens to be a homeless person. But we don't live in Melbourne anymore, so we're not missing an opportunity to get a picture of our kid here.
Yep.
Could be some beautiful backstory like that. But
Maybe
it's
they're
not.
trying to take a photo of the homeless person.
Wow.
Look at these urban campers.
Urban campers.
That was mean. I didn't mean that way.
Urban camperism. But urban campus is a nice term for it.
Wow.
We should get them T-shirts printed out that says that urban camper. You know,
Might have
just
to edit this bit out.
Well, I don't edit
You get
any of it
cancelled.
out.
Yeah, okay.
I don't edit any of it out anymore. But I mean, hey, listen, we got to be able to talk about this stuff, and we got to be able to joke about everything in life.
No, I know, I know.
I joke about myself. I joke
I
about
hate myself just
all
then
the
because,
time.
like, I think ever since the whole cancellation sort of stuff came in, there's now in comedian and everyone's head, there's a part of you just going, oh, who's going to get offended by that? Who's going to misconstrue what I just said then? And it's like the secret police have installed their own fucking...
Great.
So, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I stand by my urban campers concept. I'm doubling down.
Yeah.
Homelessness is not an issue.
Well, it's an issue, but we can't sweep it under the rug. You know, we can't not talk about it. We can't pretend it doesn't exist.
Yes.
You know, we need to be able to talk about everything in all contexts.
We need to brand them. We need to give them Kathmandu tents and jackets.
Hey,
shoes.
Imagine if every homeless person got a dry as a bone. You know what I mean? How good would that be for A, dry as a bone, the brand, and B, for the people?
I think it would probably drive stocks down for... But
No way. Not if they're doing something so altruistic. That'd be...
that's true.
I don't know. I like to see things positively. But yeah, you know, like part of why I do this and I'm comfortable talking about stuff is that like no one, there's not a single person in history
Yep.
that's lived a perfect, you know, life of a saint.
Yes.
Everyone's cancelable.
Yeah.
Your mum, your dad, your grandparents,
I'd love to cancel my
Mine?
grandparents.
theirs.
Yep.
You know, little Timmy over there,
Yeah,
old Bob over there. But we all have virtues as well. We all have beautiful sides to us, or most of us do.
yeah. There are some psychopaths out there.
Most of us do.
Yeah.
And even those psychopaths have had their moments in their life. You know,
Yeah.
I'm certain of it. Like maybe it was a long time ago. Maybe it was as a child. But like the more we start to be okay with the imperfection, the less we feel inclined to cancel one another and go, that wasn't funny, but it's cool because you're all right.
Yeah.
Generally, you're all right. Like 99% of the time, you're actually a good bloke. And I
Yeah,
saw what
yeah.
you did for that person that other time as well.
Yep.
And you know, you're really great for doing that. And that's how we break. You know, because they are trying to break us. The
Yeah.
internet, the internet
Who's
overlords.
they, Louis?
The internet overlords.
Let's get into the conspiracy.
Whoever it is.
The tech elites.
Yeah, they are trying to break us.
Oh, for sure.
They have understood
Cambridge
that
Analytica.
our negative bias leads us, our own internal mechanisms lead us to things that make us scared, that we fear,
Yeah,
and
of
it
course.
polarize us,
Yeah,
right? That's how the chemicals work here. And so they know to feed us that.
Yes.
And they want you to cancel each other. They are trying to tear you apart so they can take you over more and more,
Yeah.
right? They want to split you up from your friends.
I'm trying very hard to be good friends with Aryan supremacists.
Zarian, is it? What is it?
Aryan.
Aryan.
But ironically, doing research, Aryan means from Iran. So they're white supremacists are essentially Persians, very confused Persians.
Well,
But
look,
anyway, sorry, go back to your point.
we shouldn't. Politics is decisive. Okay.
Yeah.
Politics is decisive by nature, and there are other things like religion, which has been. It doesn't have to be. It has been made divisive. Sorry,
Yes.
not decisive. Pardon me, divisive.
Yeah.
And then they'll use other little things to, you know, don't talk like people's salaries, for example. That's a softer one. Oh, don't talk about how much you earn, because that'll be divisive and that'll split you apart from people. You know, I understand that there's been a lot of things injected into our society. Politics is probably number one, and religion, quote unquote, the way that they've interpreted religion has been made divisive.
Yeah.
And this is we have the power to break the shackles on that. You know that.
Yeah.
You want to be friends with Aryan supremacists? By all means. I'm sure these people have virtues. Just generally, they have virtues, right?
Yeah.
And you were probably joking, right? What I'm saying is
Actually, I am friends with some pretty racist people.
they have some qualities that you appreciate.
Well, no, they were good friends, and then they got turned more and more by the algorithms
That's
towards that direction.
That is what you call an algorithm, my friend.
Yeah. And I mean, there's plenty of
And guess what?
evidence.
With AI,
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
or with those AI videos, right? You were talking about your experience with learning about all of the people that had done ayahuasca before, right? You were calling out Lindsay Lohan, Joe Rogan,
Prince Harry.
right? There you go. The algorithms are like the AI is so messed up now that literally the person sitting next to you on the public transport is watching videos of those same 3 people talking about how much they hate ayahuasca.
Oh, what it picks up on your microphone, their microphone, and starts doing that.
Your algorithm
Gets transmitted to them.
No. I'm saying your algorithm knows you so much to a T that if you're sitting next to someone who despises psychedelics,
Oh, okay, yeah.
they could be getting the same influences,
Yeah.
saying the opposite thing that your influences,
Yep.
who are the same people, are saying to you. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Okay, yep.
So, like, you're a fan of psychedelics and Joe Rogan,
I'm not a fan of Joe Rogan.
hypothetically.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear to that.
Hypothetically, or Lindsay Lohan, hypothetically, and this person's not a fan of psychedelics,
Yeah.
but is a fan of Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
So your Lindsay Lohan's going to be telling you about ayahuasca, and this
Yeah.
person's Lindsay Lohan
I
is
get
going to
the
be
process. Yeah.
is telling them to stay away from that. So, that's the world we live in now.
Yeah,
Where-
no, I was reading all about this stuff. How Russian troll farms had
Troll farms.
basically
Troll farms?
Yeah.
Oh,
You haven't looked into it's basically they would set up rival Facebook faction groups. One would be like, say, Muslim, and the other one would be anti-Muslim, and then they'd play everyone off against each other. But it was like the same hand holding both puppets.
yeah.
And so this is happening time and time again in many different spheres.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
Cambridge Analytica came in and basically drove Brexit to happen. It's all happening.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, spend less time online. Except that tool, right? The phone and the internet tool can be used for good as well. And I've been inspired. on
Yeah,
that.
if you have self-control and maybe limitations placed on it. But yeah, I'm just trying to work out how much I need to know nowadays.
Oh, you just need to know what the weather's doing today.
I think I need to know if the nuclear holocaust is coming my direction, maybe.
Why?
Actually, that's a good point.
How are you going to avoid it?
Oh, you can hide behind a hill.
You're going to spend the last waking moments of your life in fear instead of in joy.
Well, if you have like maybe 4 months.
Like if there's a nuke
I want
right
to know.
now,
I'm a guy who needs to know to some degree.
but if there was a nuke coming right now, I'd rather be here doing this
Okay.
than
I'd probably go to the strip club personally, but
you can find one open at 11 a.m.
I'm not actually, yeah. I'd probably go to the chocolatier, to be honest.
Yeah, the
But,
last place you'd want to go to is a strip club.
I know.
Dark, dirty place that is.
It was just a comedy trope that I reached for in the absence of nothing better.
No, you've got better than that. You've got so much better.
Thank you.
Way more to you than that. But I do think, like, we spend so much time in fear of what's going to happen that we don't spend enough time enjoying the moment.
No, I agree.
And that's the whole point of the little squares and little boxes and the TV and the radio. They're always trying to tell us stuff that's way out of our control.
It's a propaganda machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sean Collier, I've mentioned him before. He does a good bit about like how his algorithm is radicalizing him, and now he's more worried about what's going on in other countries than his own. Like Wales got Sharia law or something like that.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh, yeah.
he just he throws that in there.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like that, but he lives here. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you
you've gotta
think
be-
about, yeah. Sorry, go on.
You've got to be mindful about the stuff that they want you to care about. Yeah. Do you really need to care about that? You don't.
No.
You've got the power. You at home, you have the power to go, actually, don't care about that. I know that's evil and that's happening in another country.
Yeah.
But when was the last time I said hello to my neighbor?
Yeah. It's balance. I think it's balance. Because, I mean, you need to know some of this stuff because, say, for example, what's happening in America with, like, the destruction of democracy and the rise of authoritarianism, that's going to be spreading here. That already is spreading here. So I think it's worthy to know your enemy if things are coming towards that direction.
Mm. Know
But
which
do you
side
need,
you stand on. Mm.
yeah, but do you need to see every single detail? You know, I think maybe you just need to know enough to know what your mode of action is and then course correct when needed.
Yeah, but you got to know what are the leading causes of the thing that you're afraid of.
Of
What are the
the
leading?
authoritarian
Yeah.
takeover.
What are the leading causes? How did society enable this?
Oh,
Well,
I think it's symptomatic of larger cycles of civilization. I mean, things tend towards authoritarian. Like we grew up in this bubble of, I'm saying democracy with inverted commas because obviously it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a pure democracy. Uh, it was sort of a corporatist sort of thing. But uh, so that's what our normal is. But actually, the normality, if you look at the whole of world history, is usually of civilization. That is history of civilization is mostly dictatorships.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we'll just
Been around
this
for a long time.
brief bubble of like, oh, this is nice.
Pretend democracy.
Yeah. Now it's sort of
Yeah,
going south a bit.
yeah, yeah. I was kind of reflecting on this about. I mean, like the Western world really experimented with this democracy. They were really the leaders, weren't they?
Yeah.
You would call it the West were really the leaders in recent history. I'm not that well versed in all of world history to know if it's been attempted before, but in recent history, it's been the West that have been the trailblazers in this democratic movement. And the interesting sort of thing about that is that a lot of it was based off philosophy,
Yeah.
philosophers, and a lot of the philosophers' teachings were based off theology, right? And so they wanted to aspire to a society that could be, equal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they wrote it into political actions. They wrote it into laws.
Yep.
They wrote it into societies. And Australia is a great example of a society of a country that was formed through colonization around the time that these philosophers were alive, and through that first 100-year period of Australia before it became a country, a unified country. That's kind of when this idea of democracy and holier than thou kind of peaked. And no one likes authoritarian autocracy,
Except for the people who are calling the shots.
yeah. And so it can work, right? It can work. It's not for humans. Humans aren't capable of wielding so much power.
What can work?
A utopic democratic society.
Yeah.
It can't
I
be
don't know.
utopic. It can't be
Yeah.
utopic. But it can work in ways. We've shown that it can work in different periods of our existence.
I think
It's
small
just-
scale is easier to manage.
Small scale is way easier to manage.
I think the problem
Decentralize
is,
that
yeah,
shit.
I think the problem is too much power getting concentrated in a few people's hands, and
That's-
it ultimately distorts anyone. If Gandalf can't handle the power, who can?
Gandalf,
He gives up the ring. He's like, I can't. I don't trust myself with this.
100%.
Gandalf can't do it.
He's a wizard though, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he knows he's got power that, if it goes a bit awry,
Yeah,
he can mess stuff up. And that's a virtue. That's a virtuous
Yeah,
trait
yeah, yeah.
to know that your dark side,
not
you're
to be
light
trusted.
most of the time, but your dark side's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless Gandalf,
God bless Gandalf.
wherever he is today.
Yeah.
I was really sad when he died, but I was stoked when he came back. Like Jesus. Like Jesus.
He's a good character. The
Yeah.
best.
We deviated somewhat, though,
yeah.
because now you're back in comedy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess you are.
Yeah. So then I had a midlife crisis last year, and I was like, I need to do comedy again. And then, did it, and I was like, all right, well, this is what's
Midlife
happening now.
crisis last year.
Yeah. So I got back into it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is good.
How is your new comedy incarnation?
I'm
comparing it to your last one.
You know, I thought it would be more uplifting, sort of TED talky sort of shit, and it's the same. It's the
No
same.
different. No
Race baiting, trying to push the audience away from me while pull them in at the same time. But I do it with much more confidence now, and also greater self-acceptance, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I've just become more myself. There's less resistance. There was more of a fight happening in me all the time.
Back
Back
then.
in my early days, like I was always fighting against myself. But now it's just like,
What is
no,
that?
this is just. And also, I'm not placing before comedy. You know, when you're a young man, you're always trying to prove yourself. You know, like this is what I do, and this is I'm gonna do this. Gonna.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm just like, this is just what's happening, and
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
who cares, man? Like, fucking crazy shit going on right now.
I think we're too attached about the path that we take to get to our destination of choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, you just realize that the path's happening anyway, and then, you know, even if you're not, there's just a lot of you resisting what's happening anyway. You know, because your head has an idea of what the path is, but then if you just get out of that way, then you realize that you've been walking that path the whole time, and there's just been moments where you've been slowing down the progress by getting in the way.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a good deep reflection. I think trying to see myself in it. But yeah, I mean, I was sort of coming to the idea that where would you rather be? I know me. I'm really most happy when I'm on the beach with a book.
Okay. Yeah.
And safety, and I feel safe.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
know that my loved ones are safe.
Yep.
And I'm deep into a book, and that's where I want to be. I want to
Yeah.
be able to get to a point in my life where I'm doing that as often as possible,
Yeah.
having as much of a good impact on my community as I can, and helping uplift others, that need it,
Yeah.
that want it. But ultimately, I just love to watch the sunset on a beautiful beach, and within good company, and be buried into a beautiful bit of writing. Right?
Yeah.
I know that's what I want to be. Why am I trying to take control of how I get there all the time? You know what I mean? Like, why can't I just focus on the destination and let the path and the journey unfold? Why do I have to go, no. I'm going to do that. I'm going to win my ability to do that in life by virtue of being good in business or being a stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's programming.
Pardon me.
That's a good sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's just just the sort of program we've had in society, right? The hero's journey and the individual, and we have to strive, and we have to do this, and we have to fight for this, and we have to fight for that. But and it's also control and the mind.
Teaching as well. Your parents teach you a certain way. They might teach you the skills of being a good shoemaker, so you end up being good at making shoes, and that's the path you take, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been interesting that you're back here and you feel like it's just much of the same in a way.
Oh no, it's different this time. I'm like I'm less trying to chase comedy for happiness now. It's just like more like something I'm doing.
It's because you're good at it. Is it because like you're good at it, so that's kind of giving you some
No, it's more just like
propelling you?
it's more like, oh no, this is just what I do. It's like I have to. It's like taking a shit. Like you just have to go.
You're the first comedian that's ever come here and said that.
My first option was like, yeah, it's just like breathing, and I was like, that's a bit pretentious, and I'm like, it's like taking a shit. So, but yeah, it's just like something you do. It's like
this is
what you do. You're doing a podcast because you like talking to people.
I do.
It's just something you do.
I do.
And this is, you've done 100 episodes now. Well, something like that.
Like I've recorded like 103 or 4.
Yeah, so you keep going.
Yeah.
Even if, and there might be a voice in your head going, oh, why am I doing this? But
All the time.
you just keep doing it anyway.
All the time.
Yeah. See, I used to do that as a comedian. I was like, oh, why should I do this? But now it's just like, I just got to do this because if I don't, I get depressed.
Yeah.
If I don't do this, it's something.
Okay.
It doesn't feel right if I don't do it.
It's an avoidance mechanism.
Yeah, like if you don't take a shit, then you feel bad. I'm really going with this metaphor.
I do think we've maxed out the correlation. I appreciate it. So, I mean, we can talk about all the different types of dumps, like, constipation, diarrhea. We can talk about them all in between, the ones that float, the ones that sink,
Look,
Have you ever
we're
done
in
one?
Melbourne. We're in Melbourne.
Have you ever done one where it's dropped and it's gone? It's a ghost. It's ghosted you. A ghost poo.
I have heard of the fabled ghost poo,
Yeah.
but
I
I've
did
actually
one.
never in my life. It's just, yeah.
Oh.
I just sort of sweat, and this rose-colored scent
I was wondering what that smell was.
emits from me, and that's how I excrete my waste.
What did you bring here, by the way?
Oh, I brought my book that I wrote. So
You wrote this?
Yeah, so this is my the book I wrote, which was it's
Give me a
about
look at that.
yeah.
Give me a look at that. All right, give everyone a look at that. No mo tripping.
Yeah, no mo tripping.
All right, okay.
That's why I got tattooed on my hand after
yes,
a
I was
really
going to ask about
intense
that.
journey.
I saw it just sort of popping out of your wrist there. Okay, so for everyone back home, No More Trippin' is a visionary parody of the hero's journey, chronicling the spiritual awakening process of a depressed comedian via the psychedelic plant path. Is this a autobiography?
No, not at all.
Okay, sure. Following
it is.
an ayahuasca-induced exorcism. And now the reason I'm struggling is because A, I'm a bad reader, but B, the writing's a bit funky.
The text is not good, right color.
Yeah. The narrator is blackmailed by... Are we still... Is this autobiography?
Yeah.
Okay. The narrator is blackmailed by spirits into devoting his life into helping others. That doesn't seem like such a bad thing to be blackmailed into doing. Much to his...
Chagrin.
chagrin. What's chagrin?
Like much to his dismay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Through his experiences doing earthquake relief work, you did that?
Yeah.
Okay. Palliative care in a Kolkata ghetto hospice, and as an underground plant medicine facilitator, he is forced to endure enough contrived character growth to write a novel that attempts to justify his flimsy existence to both himself and his silly readers. Wow. So much disdain.
Oh, no, it's not disdain. It's just like self-mockery.
Sure.
Sarcastic self-mockery.
I'm talking about towards the readers.
Oh, silly. Originally it was stupid readers, and I was like, that's too heavy.
Dumbed
We'll
it down.
We'll just go for silly.
Dumbed it down. Fueled by an arsenal of powerful plant teachers, the narrator tracks his haphazard quest for transcendence, healing, self-initiation, and makeshift rites of passage within a spiritually vacant culture that has lost its way. No one can deny that. Irreverent, absurd, and self-reflective, Nick's Son provides hilarious perspectives on the healing and awakening path that many find themselves traversing during these transitional times. And then you've got a bunch of quotes by yourself.
Yeah.
By far one of the greatest achievements of the human species in the last gazillion years, Nick's Son. An incredible abomination from a subhuman cretin, Nick's Son. An acceptable first novel, Nick's Son.
I thought I'd just do the full spectrum.
Mate, this is an achievement.
Yeah.
25 chapters. Congratulations on putting a bit of work
That's
together
all right.
like this.
Yeah. I had to do something.
Well, you've published a book.
Yeah.
And I, as a publisher myself of a children's book, I know how much work it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, to just...
I never knew.
Yeah, It's years by 10 years actually. I published it 10 years ago, so it's been a long time. But I know how much work it is to do something like this, to write your thoughts and self-reflections and to take the piss out of life itself. It's I reckon the act of writing a book like this would be a healing process.
It helped me integrate 5 years of doing a lot of psychedelics.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's worthy experiment.
Where do you see yourself now, like in your life? Where do you see yourself? Do you find yourself feeling more stable, like
Yeah.
emotionally,
Yeah.
mentally, spiritually, physically than ever?
I've never been happier.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah, I'm just really, I don't give a anymore,
Just got
really.
the biggest
And
sneeze just then, and it
Oh,
just it's gross.
I mean, look, yeah, life can be depressing sometimes, but by and large, compared to where I was like 20 years ago, I just know that everything's, just get out of the way of yourself, So,
What about like your fantasy? Like I've just talked about my my desire to end my days living on a beach, surrounded by beautiful trees and women, and
Yep.
reading great novels.
yeah, I think I'd like to be part of a regenerative community of good souls. Um, just building community and growing a lot of food and medicinal plants somewhere where
You got a place you want to live. You got a.
I'm
idea?
actually in the process of looking at some.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to Tasmania after this spell in Melbourne.
Sure.
I don't like the cold so much, but my friend has a regenerative community down there, so I'm going to check it out.
You're gonna
But it
check
is in
out
it is
now?
in the warmer area of Tassie. But I really do love Darwin, so I might end up back there again. But it's so hard to
Sounds
plan
like you
because we're in the middle of what seems to be the, civilizational transitional
Eh.
moment, and so, yeah. But I'm also going to go traveling next year to South America and see, if I actually want to live in Australia or if I want to live somewhere else.
Whoa. Yeah. It sounds like you got a lot to think about.
Yeah. So at the moment, my life's kind of like an open road, and that's great.
That's so good.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think most humans want most in life is just to have options.
Yeah.
Sounds like you do.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of options, and I think sometimes people just think, oh, you have to settle down and have a kid and go through that life thing, but you don't have to. If that's not what your feel is, then you don't have to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't just do that. Like, you have to find someone else who wants to do that too.
I think some people want to
and be
do that because they
aligned
feel like they
in
have to.
that.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
I think I know what you mean. Like, some people really try and force the issue. Oh, you over there, be my wife and make children with me. You know what I mean? It's like, and sometimes you see it happen and you go, oh, how did these two get together? They're not very aligned.
Alcohol.
So true.
Alcohol and dating apps.
So true. Because you
Yeah.
sometimes see that couple and one of them's just real fed up with the other one. They've got a kid now, but one
There's
of
no
them's
escape.
real drunk and it's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
And the other one's like, I thought we were past this.
Yeah, well, it wears off that limerence. But, I've also seen happy families and a happy family.
How good are
that's
happy
amazing.
families?
Like, more of this, please.
I remember I was working in the Apple store, like what year? This would have been like 2011. Let's just say 2011, 2012, right? I'm working at the Apple store in Chadstone, the old one, and shopping center around here. And I remember walking through the floor because I was working in the inventory team out the back most of the time.
Yeah.
And I remember walking through the floor to deliver a product to a customer, and I remember seeing this dad with his two kids. Now, have you ever been to an Apple store before?
Yes.
Like any store, really.
Yeah.
It could be any store, retail store, and they're playing music.
Mm-hmm.
But Apple had this really great playlist of pretty acceptable pop music.
Yep.
It wasn't top 40. It was just acceptable pop music.
Yep.
And there was some catchy tunes playing, right? And I remember seeing this dad and his two kids. They would have been like teenagers.
Yep.
And you know how, like, similar to what The Simpsons does?
Yeah.
Like Milhouse looks exactly like his parents.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
does that little white kid with the curly hair, and so does Ralph.
Yep.
Like these two kids were the spitting image of their dad, right?
Yeah.
And this family, there was a tune playing, and this family was just bopping, and they were looking at each other and singing, kind of like a Brady Bunch kind of. And I was like, I just walked up to him. I walked right up to him after I was finished with the task that I was doing. I walked up to him and said, I haven't seen such a beautiful, happy family like this in such a long time. I just got to tell you, I love this. And they started blushing and saying thanks, and because it is a thing of beauty when you see it, isn't it?
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
they're like, and I'm sure it's not perfect. It's not like that all the time, but to have them all there, like the three of them, I'm not sure where Mum was that day, but the three of them kind of just like, they heard a catchy tune and they just
Yeah.
they didn't feel inhibited. They just felt like they could just were comfortable within their own skin as a family to just like start bopping to it. That is special.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I have a similar story where a few times I've given ayahuasca to whole families, where the families just come together.
Really?
Yeah, I had like some people who were just like, and he was like you just think this guy's like the regular conservative type Indian fella. I hope he's okay with me saying this. But he came and did the medicine and had a very powerful experience. He's like, my son needs to do this with me, and so does my wife. And so I thought nothing of it. And then 4 months later, he turned up with his son and his wife. And his son was like kind of a bit like, any first generation immigrant. He's like, I don't want to do this because my dad's telling me to do ayahuasca. I don't want to do what my dad tells me what to do. I'm like, dude, your dad's telling you to do ayahuasca. You know how weird this is?
How old was he, do you reckon?
26.
26, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't a minor. But they all had just a
How do you know what he did for a living? Oh,
yeah, he was just a businessman. Yeah, so they just had a really beautiful time together, and I was just like, it was just really touching to see. They were like hugging each other, and they were just sort of able to heal some rifts that had happened between each other. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
I think I need to take my mum and my brother to do one of these. We've got some healing to do.
I think most families do in this current
Every family
arrangement.
does. Every family does.
Yeah.
Please.
I've seen some healthy families. Yeah, in my time, they're not common, but I'm like, wow, they're all supportive of each other or openly affectionate with one another.
They've been through hard times. They've been through a lot of honest times to get to that place.
Maybe that's what it is.
Guaranteed they have.
Yeah.
They've been through tough times. That's galvanized them.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. That's a good point.
And good leadership too. Good leadership.
Yep. And some level of personal healing, I think, is pretty important.
Good leadership. Because like somewhere along that family's line, it wasn't right. Maybe grandparents weren't, or great grandparents.
Yep.
Somewhere it wasn't. Someone's done some work to get it to that place.
Of course.
And that's not easy work. That's tough work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what a privilege to see that, to go, oh, it can exist.
Yeah. No, I wanted to go live in their walls and watch them.
Yeah.
See
Be a
what
fly.
it looks like.
Yeah. Just go.
Yeah. Can I watch you guys for a few weeks in the walls?
Like a big
through a
house.
hole in the wall.
Yeah. They're probably really
breathing
boring.
heavily.
They're probably really boring and just sort of just walk around just pretty satisfied with everything and just supporting each other. And you're just like, there's no arguments here.
Yeah.
Like imagine that, and then imagine stepping into like the opposite family, right, and being on fly on that wall. You'd be binge watching the shit out of that family.
I have been in those families. Yeah.
You'd be binge watching it though, wouldn't you? You'd
Lots
be like,
of plates breaking and yelling, and you're like, wow. Well, actually, no, I wasn't watching. I was like, I need to get out of here. I don't feel safe.
but if you were watching,
that's when I was like, oh, my family's all right. I gotta quit bitching and moaning so much.
So good. Perspective is good.
Yeah.
I'm still blissing out on this cacao. This has been a different conversation to normal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but the cacao really is having an impact on me.
Yeah. I did put a lot of heroin in there. It is Melbourne.
That's funny. That's your funny
No.
guy. So what's the go now? Like what are you on a tour? You were at Sydney Fringe a month ago or something like that. What's
Yeah, no, I finished filming my Sydney Fringe show, so I'll be putting that up on YouTube soon.
Yeah.
At the moment,
That's right. You've got a special coming up.
I guess some kind of special. Yeah, it's just a self-produced special, and then I'm in the process of just doing a bunch of gigs around town. Yeah, they're all just short spots. So I've just filmed that special, so I basically ditched all of that material, so I'm back into the blank slate zone, which is very exciting. I love that. That's my favorite part of the process. I'm doing
That's nice.
a talk at a psychedelic medicine festival in Gembrook, which is outside of
Gembrook. Yeah, I've heard of that.
that's the end of November.
Probably been there.
And yeah, nothing really. Just look, if you want to read my stuff, go get my book on Amazon. Unfortunately, it's fucking Jeff Bezos. I know. How do you exist outside of this fucking thing?
He gets a bad rap, but the possibility this capability wasn't available to you before.
I think there's other options now, and I didn't really fully understand the full extent of his horrible
What?
when I was
Okay,
doing it.
talk about that.
But
Why don't you tell us what's the downside?
well, he's just another tech elite who's fucking
Yeah, but for you, does he take a big cut of this, or
yeah.
yeah, he does? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it nasty?
Oh, I mean, look, it's
The whole reason you self-publish.
it's self-publishing, so I mean, I don't know. It's there's not really other options. This is a problem with these large corporations, is that they sort of squeeze out other options of doing things in a way that makes it affordable for you.
Well,
They just give you a deal you can't pass up. So
yes.
yeah,
But what existed before this is that you had to be such a good writer
Yeah,
that
that's
a
true.
select group of people
yep,
chose whether to publish you or not. And it didn't even matter about the quality of your writing. It just mattered
Yeah.
whether they liked you or not.
yep. That's fair
So
enough.
that's what existed before that. Now, Jeff Bezos goes, look, I might not be perfect, but if you want to print a book in your life, I'm going
You're
to give you
right.
the ability to do that.
All hail Jeff Bezos.
I'm not saying that, but I just like to make everything relative, because I love that you can publish a book these days.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went through that as well, but I did mine differently.
Okay.
I went through a company that helps people manage the project.
Oh, was that which one?
Different. They're called something.
I think I might know the one.
Asia Pacific Offset.
Okay.
And I had to manage the whole project.
Yeah, yep.
They just helped me with the printing and shipping.
Yeah.
And managed it out of China as well.
Yep.
I wouldn't have been they've got someone over there that speaks English that does the translation thing.
Yeah.
Because I saw some of the communication. It was coming back in Chinese. I was like, well, this company can help me do that, but I have to give them the exact files in the exact format with the exact everything and do the proofreading and all that. And that experience, you smoke?
No.
And that experience was great. It was a great experience.
Yeah,
But so I didn't use Amazon, but I was like, if this option wasn't available to me, my children's book never would have been published.
Yeah.
And I was getting messages years later saying this is still my kid's favorite book.
Oh wow.
And just to get that,
Yeah.
It was
That's
worth
fair
it.
enough. Yep. That's a worthy. I've had similar comments from people's children saying this is my favorite psychedelic drug literature book.
Oh, you're so dry when you start a bit that I don't know whether you're being serious or not.
I am very dry.
Yeah. Anyway, so how's your Melbourne experience going?
I'm really enjoying Melbourne. The audiences are fucking awesome here. Like, I was surprised because Melbourne audiences amongst comedians often have a bit of a reputation of being a bit too holier than thou and workist.
100.
But I found, by and large, most of the crowds, aside from the crowd in Hawthorne on Tuesday,
Was that at a pub where there was footy screens playing by any chance?
no. But look, it was all new stuff, so I can't blame them. But
Sure, fair enough.
no, it's been great. I just haven't been here for like 8 years, so I've just been seeing heaps of old friends that I haven't seen for ages,
awesome.
and the crowds have been really up for it, and they're very open-minded here, and I'm having a great time, and the scene here is like very vibrant. I'd probably say the most vibrant out of any of the scenes I've seen really
That's
in Australia.
actually really great to hear because I've been critical of Melbourne crowds too, in the same way that you just mentioned, and I'd say a lot of the local open micers have done some pretty hard work to disarm some of these crowds.
Yeah.
I reckon,
Yeah.
and yeah, it feels good to hear your perspective that it's been a great experience.
Yeah, no,
Because I'm
I'm
glad to
loving
hear
it.
that it's
Yeah.
comedy's coming back.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Got a bit political for a while there,
Well, I skipped that whole era of the whole woke cancelling era.
That's great. That was
in the
not a chapter
bush.
you want to live through.
No, I was in the bush tripping, so thank that.
Yeah, what a great way to spend that era, that time.
Yeah, I just
Well
heard
done to you.
stories, secondhand stories of people.
And so how long have you been in Melbourne this trip around?
2 weeks.
And how much longer?
I'm here for another 3 weeks.
Okay, so it's a 5-week trip here. You're having a good experience so far. That's
Great
great.
time, hanging out
Is
with my
this-
little nephew, catching up with friends.
Is this the Fringe? Is there a Fringe on now?
Yeah, the Fringe is on now. I'm not actually doing a show in the Fringe, but there was just a bunch of gigs I got booked to do here.
Yep.
And then, heading on to Tasmania to catch up with some friends and check out possible bunker bunker territory.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Man, what an interesting journey you've been on.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
You've been on, like, this is different. This is unique.
Oh,
This is
thanks.
good. Yeah. And what about traveling? You said you want to go to South America?
I'm going to South America because I wanted to connect more with, just some shamans from some very powerful and ancient indigenous lineages. So I'm in the process of researching some people I can go work with and go meet. And then Africa, I want to go through a rites of passage initiation with the Bwiti and Iboga thing. And then I'll just see where I'm at after that and where the world's at after that. Probably planning to return in July.
I've got this person very much in that community, very deep in that community that I found through the podcast, actually.
Okay.
I found her on Instagram. We connected and done 3 episodes. Actually.
Oh, cool.
3% of my...
What's her name?
Her name's Jemima.
I don't know. Yeah.
She's based in Europe now, out of Ireland, I think, mostly.
Yeah.
But she was in Guatemala for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she said this beautiful thing last time we spoke. We don't get too caught up in the density of the climate, but she did say this beautiful thing about, like, how the more light shines on the world, the more it reveals darkness.
Yes.
And I think there is, and that's a beautiful, hope-filling way to view what's happening in the world.
I think everything's going to plan. I mean, that message has been given to me through several visions. Even when it doesn't seem like it's going to plan, it's going to plan. And what's happening now is just a natural part of a larger process that we're a part of. Yeah. And in some ways, what's happening right now is really what was happening underneath the surface the whole time is just come to the surface like a boil that's being lanced. And good things can come out of that. There could be a very dark bottleneck, but ultimately, every crisis is a bunch of opportunities that haven't been seen before as well. And, I had a journey recently with this plant called Iboga, and he showed me that civilizations are just like fruits. They ripen and they decay, and then the seeds are spread, and then new seeds grow. And so I kind of got shown... the decay of the civilization, but then the seeds from this civilization taking root and then growing into future civilizations further down the track, and they looked amazing.
Does it fill you with hope?
I don't really like hope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of hope. I'm a fan of active hope. There's a really great philosopher lady, an activist called Joanna Macy, and she distinguishes between child hope, which is just this sort of blind hope, like everything's going to be great.
Naive hope.
And then there's active hope, and that's like, oh, this is really great, but I need to actually have agency to enact this. I like that.
Yes.
It's more practical, more grounded, more...
Sure. And look, you're 43 now.
Yeah.
You have agency.
Also, I've been disappointed by hope so many times.
By naive hope.
By naive hope. Like,
sure.
So I'm like, I don't know about that one.
You have a part to play now. You feel that.
Yeah.
You feel that sense of responsibility in playing your part.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
You know your place.
I love that.
In the slipstream.
That's so good, man. Well, yeah, this has been a really good experience.
Yeah, cool, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I've loved every bit of it.
You're just high off the cacao.
Oh, I'm so high. I'm so high off the cacao. Don't pretend you weren't taking a photo. Come on. Give us a smile. It's funny because the camera was pointing right at me, and then I sort of cheesed, and then was like, turned away.
I did see that expression.
Turn away. Pretend I wasn't taking a photo.
Yeah.
But where can we watch you in Melbourne while you're here? Where can we retrospectively? This episode's not going to be out till the end of November.
End of November.
I reckon.
I'll be long gone by then, man.
But where can we see you? Where can I see you?
Someone bandsawing a huge board of...
I love that.
You know what, man? I'm not going to really be performing much in Melbourne by the end of November.
Yeah, sure. I get it. But where can I see you now? Where in real time?
Oh, in real time? Let's see. You can see me right now trying to talk over the top of a bandsaw.
Where can I see you now?
It is, all right. I'm doing
Jigsaw.
gig on the Monday at the local Laughs.
Are they all in town or like around?
Yep. This is all Melbourne gigs. 21st at Catfish Comedy.
Yeah.
23rd at Just Jeans Comedy.
Just Jeans, yeah.
And then I'm doing the Dark Comedy Night on the 29th.
Oh.
That'll be a good one to go to.
29th. Well, that is a Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, yeah.
Nice.
And
your torch is on, by the way.
oh shit.
Just
Siri, turn off torch.
you're kidding.
I don't know how to turn off a torch on my phone.
That's weird. You pull the top screen down
Oh.
from that top corner. The top corner.
Oh. You're a genius. Yeah. I'm around.
That's good, man. It's good. Well, yeah, it's been great to have you, Jigsaw and all, Cacao and all. You've been awesome. It's been a real pleasure to meet you
Yeah,
and get
thanks
to know
for having me,
you.
Louis.
And I'm looking forward to releasing this app. And,
Yeah,
spending the
anytime.
rest of my day blissing out on this cacao.
Enjoy, bro.
Can you share some information with me about that? I just feel like
Cacao.
it's such a nice.
Oh man, look, I would like to say a lot of people trying to get off coffee, right?
Oh God.
Replace it with cacao because people still need that sort of like boost. But cacao is much better for you. It's got like one of the most densest bioflavonoid profiles of any medicine out there. I've no idea what bioflavonoids are, but they sound amazing. A lot of antioxidants, a lot of magnesium, has a lot of phenethylene-based medicinal compounds which mimic the action of love,
Yeah.
chemical action of love. So you can have this very grounded, sort of euphoric, heart-opening feeling without the jittery crash of caffeine. So anyone trying to find a replacement for that, and if you buy a big block of it, it works out to be like $2 a day. So the same price as it's cheaper than a coffee at baristas. So
Yeah. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. They're like $7.50 these days.
I know. That's I haven't had. I don't really drink
$8
coffee anymore, and then I had to drink coffee on the drive down, and I was like, $8 for
Someone
like an
charged me
almond
for a
latte.
$8 for a coffee
What the
one. I was like, you guys are taking the piss for real.
Yeah,
But
is.
it was a swank joint, you know. I'm like, oh, I'm paying for the chandeliers here. I see.
But
this.
it's still B grade meth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had Kirk Pearson on, who is a local cafe owner and he's a big time barista, you know, who is big into that scene. And we talked about the coffee culture scene recently, and he talked about how there's a big transition he feels happening at the moment to sort of come off alcohol culture. Alcohol culture is kind of diminishing, and coffee culture is boosting.
Okay.
And I thought, well, at the very least, that's a net positive for society, even if it is B grade meth. But I think it's better than booze.
Yeah. I mean, it helps the economy. You know, repetitive tasks basically. I just don't trust a drug that's given out for free at the workplace by your boss. You know, that makes me a bit suspicious. But I'm a contrarian, so you know, I'm gonna be like,
Says the guy that does acid.
not anymore. I haven't done acid for a long time. But yeah.
Well, this has been fantastic, man. I appreciate your time. Is there anything? Did we miss anything? Did we forget to cover anything?
I think there were a number of threads that weren't resolved, but that's okay. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Were there unresolved threads? I felt like we were just on a journey this whole time.
Oh, I mean, it's okay. I mean, like that's kind of what happens anyway. Oh yeah.
Did things ever actually get resolved as well?
I have been with like some pretty super focused podcasts.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I'm not saying is good or bad. It's just different styles.
Yeah.
But I've seen them. They're like almost like on the spectrum. They're like, all right, you can see their brain going, okay, that thread was thrown out. We've got to resolve that by a 45-minute mark. This one. And I've seen them sort of work like that.
That is wizardry.
Yeah, they're definitely on the spectrum.
I don't feel like anything can be resolved.
Yeah, but that's your style, so that's fine. Yeah.
I just like the exploration.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, should we clap it out?
Yeah,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
let you do this because I reckon you'll be good at this.
Okay, so what do I do?
You grab your little clapper, show it to the camera, and then give us it's been great.
All right, it's been great
1, 2, 3.
talking to Louis. Thanks for doing my podcast, Louis. Maybe one day I'll get you back again.
Anytime.
And 1, 2, 3, clapping out.
Ooh, loved it. And your next book too. Maybe for your next book.
Yeah, I do have enough watches for the second book, but might be a while. You know how long they take.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, bro.
No worries, man.